silliness that is Wicked.
Oh, the packaging,
yes. Okay, so let me lay the groundwork for this. These dolls were done in February.
Yeah.
Okay, they promoted these dolls back in July with the actors. It took them till now to figure out that they have a porn site printed on all these fucking toys instead of the actual movie website. How fucking stupid do you have to be? Somebody needs to get fired now.
Look, I just want to say this. This was genius in marketing.
It's not. Well, for Wicked, it is.
for Wicked, yeah.
Yeah, for the porn site, it definitely is. And if I was them, I have a fucking Wicked porn parody in production right now. Because it gets better because they are a fucking movie porn parody site. They're the one that... Go ahead, Andre. I know where you're going with this.
Yeah, exactly. Like, do a porn that answers the question, is your pussy green?
Yeah, exactly.
I was going to say that too, but like the other one was the Wicked company is most famously known for the company that launched not only Jenna Jameson, but whose career, Andre?
Stormy Daniels, I believe.
That's correct.
Oh.
Doesn't what's his name work with them from time to time? The guy that did the Marvel movie parody?
Axel Braun.
Yeah, I was going to say he may have gotten his start there too.
Yeah,
I think he stopped making movies though.
And I'm mostly just fucking around because this is how the guy. I guarantee you. I forgot who's the head of Universal right now, but he probably walked in this morning and goes, "What the fuck?"
Well, this all presumes that children today actually read anything, so I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Or they rely too much on autocorrect. I mean,
yeah, that too.
Because it's Wicked movie, but if you go into your tab, like maybe this guy who was doing the copy on the back when he's typing in what's the website? I know it's Wicked, so he types in Wicked, hits enter, and it auto takes him to wickedmovie.com, and he figures, okay, that's what it is. He never looks at the URL bar, and then he just types that in on his own processor when he submits this here, and then there's nobody in editing checking, being like, Wicked, huh? Let's verify that. Because isn't it Wicked Movie is the domain that we paid for?
Yes, it's wickedmovie.com. And so somebody screwed up somewhere, and Mattel, I think, did they take responsibility?
Yes, Mattel were the ones that released an official statement here, and they did take responsibility to their credit. What I think is interesting, though, because as you said, Tom, this has been out for months already.
Yeah.
And it's only now anyone picked this up, like in the last few days when this exploded, which only goes to show that their marketing campaign, putting this link on these toys, haven't really been all that successful. Only goes to show that it took this long for someone to actually look at that link and find something out, because these are toys which have been out for months already.
So as someone who used to design packaging and do a lot of typesetting, because desktop publishing was something that I spent a good chunk of my life doing.
Why am I not surprised?
I used to program in PostScript too. Is that you will not be surprised to find out that the small things are often the things that go under people's.
Honestly, Paul, as many things that go out with spelling errors for me and everything like that, I would be not surprised at all.
Yeah,
in fact, the reaction I had earlier was kind of just more so show.
And the thing is, the people who are proofreading
this is a mistake
are going to be rereading this thing until they go blind, and then they just can't grasp anything that's wrong. And most people are going to look at the URL and go, "Oh, that's the URL." I would imagine half the kids that might end up there already have that site memorized on their website anyway.
You're
on
not
their
wrong.
browser.
And
it's to me, based on my experience, it's a really simple. It's something that happens often, and I'm not willing to blame anybody.
Well, here's the other thing that's kind of sad. To your guys' point, that took months for someone to realize this occurred. It just shows that society doesn't like to read anything.
Yeah.
Because this would have been, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, this would have been one of the first things found within hours after it hit the shelves by concerned customers, especially one that's buying something for their kid.
Yeah, they're not reading the label at all.
Used to be a thing. Yeah, I mean, that's the other problem is websites are barely even a thing anymore. Most people use, Twitter or Facebook.
Don't say that. I'm in the website business.
I know you are, but it's sad truth. I'm not saying they aren't due for a comeback, but
But you're right. I mean, and was it a customer that typed in the URL and then found this out? And
I
then
don't know the
complained to-
actual story, to be honest with you. I was trying to find that of who figured this out. You know what? This is in my head
It's gotta be
canon.
someone from the outside.
My head canon is the bootleggers figured it out. Because they pay more attention to this shit than the actual people
maybe.
going out the door. I'm not kidding. I bet you some Mexican bootleggers or something figured this shit out because they were like, these dumb fucking idiots put the wrong goddamn website on here.
And as Andre
And the truth
said in
is,
his-
it probably came from Universal. It probably came from the top down and nobody paid attention, like you said.
and as Andre said in his video, that this is now going to become a collector's item box.
Oh yeah.
It is. Especially if they do a recall. We haven't heard if they're going to do a recall
Oh,
yet,
yeah,
but I
for
imagine
sure
they
they
will.
I don't think they will. I think it's too late, because if they were going to say it already. But we already have their official statement, and their official statement is throw away the box and ask us for questions. They didn't say anything about doing
So they're
a
not
recall.
going to.
They
Yeah,
probably
right now.
figured it's not worth it, because these toys have already sold what they're going
The
to
movie
sell.
comes out in 2 weeks or a week and a half or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, but they're going to blow up their entire profit margin.
But the
Hey.
problem is there is something in a printing contract called a make good, that if there's something wrong, you are obligated to do a make good. That
But
is
then
a,
it
that
depends
is a
on
term in the
who
business.
gave him. That's what I'm saying, though, is it depends on who did the wrong here. And that's where my question is I'd love to be a fly on the wall to find out, was it somebody that gave at Universal that gave them this and then nobody checked it and it just went through the whole thing? Or was it somebody at Mattel that fucked up and put the wrong one on there? That's my question.
But people are going to be suing someone all the way down the line.
That's what I'm wondering. In Culture, you got something to say and you're going to be leaving us anyway. Here, so
Yeah,
sorry.
no, all I wanted to say is this is the only way that the ladies from Wicked would have collectible boxes.
Oh,
So, anyway,
Oh,
yes, I know. I had been sitting on that one for a few minutes, but
A lot of entendre there.
Yeah, it sure is.
especially green boxes.
Yeah, well, the boxes seem to be green. So if you have a question about whether the box is green, no doubts now.
Yeah, does the carpet match the eyebrows? That's what I want to know.
Oh, I don't know. I need to go though. So I had a lot of fun today. I will be dropping my We Are the Media Now video monologue from last night as its standalone video. YouTube finally let me get my video back up. So Paul, you just have to acquiesce, unfortunately, which I did, removing 3 10-second segments. So that's
I
back up.
I removed that segment.
Yeah, and let me tell you, it's nice, you know. But do check out last night's show. It went long. It was a marathon, 3.5 hours. I never go that long. It was a good show. And we've talked about a lot of the stuff that we talked about here. So I want to say thanks for having me as usual. That game place will be dropping a few more videos. We have a couple that will be featuring Cabrutus Rambo, a wonderful guest on this channel regularly, and I am the media now. That's right. So that'll be out dropping here quick. I almost used that for the thumbnail, by the way. But I want to say thanks, and I had a good time. So let me go. I'll see you later.
And I actually made that.
Hi, Culture.
Take
I
care,
heard
Culture.
Dragon's Age is great.
So, Scribe, you've been a little quiet on this. What's your feeling on the fuck up on the Wicked box?
I mean, ultimately, it's probably just, you know, your basic human error that just becomes a
Yeah.
big deal because it's a flub, but it just happens to be a flub that points to an adult website, which is really unfortunate. I'm just looking forward to, like you said, Wicked, the studio, doing a parody and their poster being far more accurate to the lore than the official poster.
Does Wicked even make stuff anymore?
They still exist.
Now.
Yeah, I mean the guy who did all their parodies, Axel Braun, I believe he retired from the industry a year or two ago or something, if I saw correctly. But yeah, they have absolutely no reason not to do one now.
I was going to say, after this, I bet their traffic just went up like 10,000%.
Yeah.
Well, because they've been involved in building websites since 1998, back in the day, whitehouse.com was
yes.
a porn site.
Yes.
And
Classic.
it's whitehouse.org or .gov
Gov, yes.
is the official site. It's now no longer a porn site if you pigs out there are trying to go there now. But that was one of the funny things, you know.
Well, wasn't that a kind of an epidemic of the early days, Paul, where you had a bunch of people go out and buy a bunch of web domains and stuff?
They
and
they
then held
just
them
grabbed-
hostage?
When companies didn't understand the ramifications of the internet or domain names at that time,
Right.
now they get any variant they can think of they buy up for a movie or a TV
Right.
show or whatever, just in case. Yeah.
But an organization like the White House can go out now and go after anybody and get the site back without too much difficulty. But back then, yeah, a smart porn company grabbed whitehouse.com. Although it was during the Clinton era, so it actually made sense.
Good timing.
In a weird way, it does. No, this is, I think it's just, like you guys said, it's some fuck up somewhere along the line. It'd be hilarious if it is Universal's fault. If somebody in Universal's marketing department fucked up and gave them the wrong address. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, please let it be a Hollywood marketing era, because
That would be hilarious.
So need right now. We need marketing in Hollywood to be held to account.
So I guarantee you, Mattel, they got this copy from the client.
I agree.
They have no control over the copy. So they got this from someone. It's
I
not
think you're right.
Mattel's fault.
And I think that's why they issued the thing they did, what Andre is saying, because at this point, I'm sure there's meetings going on probably right now, or they did this morning already. I mean, of course, depending on which coast they were on. But at that point, they probably decided, like, at this point, the movie's almost out. Mattel already issued a statement. They probably, look, we know they took this long for them to figure it out. They're probably going, well, as bad of a problem this is, it's probably not as big of a problem as we're making it out to be. And the Streisand effect is in full order now.
But at the
same time, in a positive way, to where parents know about it. But in the other side of it, like you were saying, is like what kids now really actually go to websites, really.
Yeah. Yeah, and the father takes the packaging and tells their daughter, here, just play with the toys. I'll be back.
Yeah, and the packaging usually gets tossed right away. Exactly.
Exactly. Like
or sold on the secondary market on eBay for, who knows what. Because
I don't know if they will at this point.
Yeah.
I don't think there's going to be Paul or Script. I don't keep calling you Paul. I don't know why.
He's so good looking.
It's the Canadianism.
It's a Canadian thing. I can't tell Canadians apart. That's what it is. I'm Canadian racist.
Yeah.
Xenophobic or whatever. Yeah, y'all look the same, white, and you got those bobbleheads and yeah. Anyway, yeah, like at the end of the day, I don't think there's enough fuss here to be doing a recall. I think Andre's right. I think the Mattel,
and it's not going to be recalled, but it's going to be reprinted. The next batch.
Yeah, but at that point, there's so many out in the market now. I don't think it's going to be worth that much.
Yeah, but
they'll have to do it as a PR move. They'll have to do it as a PR move if nothing else.
They will have to make it. The next batch going out will be the.
We'll have the proper website on the back.
Can't they just put like a sticker over this one? I've seen that before.
They probably could.
In
they
some
could
cases,
do that.
they could, yeah.
But then they got to rely on the
on
retail stores to do it.
Yeah.
So unless they send out somebody from Mattel, which they could very well do to each store, and they could, but yeah.
Well, I mean, there were a couple of movies in the early 2000s that had nudity on their DVD slips, and once they got out, they were recalled. I remember that vividly because I was working at Blockbuster at the time during college, and we had to basically pull out all the inserts, pack them up into a box, and ship them out and wait for the replacements to come in. And that was for the rental side of things. And then the retail stuff we had to ship out in its entirety because they didn't want us breaking the original packaging seal. So, I mean, if it's out there, and it's the company's discretion, of course. Like if they decide, we are, in order to make sure that this doesn't go any further, we will recall everything that's still in stores and issue reprints and destroy the boxes.
I think if it was 2 months ago, a month ago, when they first came out, they probably would have. But I think now it's so past, the train's so far left the station that I think the Mattel thing is all we're going to get out of it.
Well, you got to take a look at what the sales numbers are. So if the sales are saying like there's still plenty of stock of all these throughout the toy stores, they're going to pull them.
And Walmart's went completely pink and green like a month and a half ago or whatever when they dropped this shit. So like it's been out for a while. I don't know how well it's been selling. Here's the thing. Wicked is kind of like the wild card for this holiday season. It had all the things going for it, but it's like they keep tripping everything up for itself the closer and closer it gets to coming out. But I still think it's going to have like an $80 million opening weekend at least. I don't know what you guys think, but this is a movie.
Open good.
It has a Barbie potential audience to it. That's the thing. It's not a movie that we have any effect over whatsoever. Except for stuff like this. Which
Well,
is,
and the director has got a great reputation for musicals. I mean, there's some good pedigree in there.
well, that's what we used to call a movie as critic proof, right? And in this case, we'd be the critics of it normally, but it doesn't matter because the people that are going to go see this movie don't listen to us. And even if they did, they don't care what we think about films. So, yeah.
And that
Like I said,
depresses me.
Well, it's going to be the
I'm so
Barbie
sad.
crowd. It's going to be a bunch of white women and gay men going to see this, okay? I'll be honest with you. That's what it is.
I'm not afraid of it. I think the whole marketing thing around it is silly, and everything I hear from what few Wicked fans that I know is like, really, they're using the book. I like the musical. That's sort of like the general template. I was like, it's gonna be a 2-part. Like when I told somebody the other day, it's like, it's the first of 2, and they're like, what do you mean? Like, well, it's a 2-part movie. Like, it's on a streaming series. No. It's 2 different movies. It's 2 different 2-hour, 3-hour movies. Like, what? Why? It's like a 2-hour play. Like, I don't know. This is what they thought.
This normally would apply, John G., but this is possibly an exception to the rules because Wicked is one of the last big Broadway shows that hasn't been turned into a movie yet. And they've been wanting to since it came out, and it was one of the most popular, longest running shows. And it's been in development hell for what script helped me out here, at least close to 6, 7, 8, 10 years, close to 10 years now.
I don't know if it's that long, but pretty long.
Close to that. Yeah, it's been a while. I know it's gone through at least a couple people where they finally got this version to land. And this movie, it's already been a disaster in the making. So they better hope it's popular.
That's going to be huge.
I think it will be, but I don't know how it's going to be received. Scribe brought up the biggest point that the ladies on Toxic Femme, because they've been all giddy about this like they were for Barbie. So that's kind of my gauge for this. It's like, okay, so if they're excited about this, that means there's a lot of other women that are excited for this. So that means they're going to go see it. But the closer we get to it, we're having, similar trip ups, like especially the one like, wait a minute, it's 2 3-hour movies. The play is 3 hours. Like, what the hell? Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. This movie is going to be huge. All of these scandals and stuff, they're fun for us, but it's not going to affect the box office one iota.
I don't think
the only thing that's going to matter is what the target audience thinks about it. And the target audience is a Barbie audience. And you're right. They probably are not even aware of any of this, other than that they were doubtful about Ariana Grande to begin with, but they'll flock to see the movie anyway. So, this is going to be a massive, massive hit. Probably the biggest hit for the rest of the year. I would be surprised.
I don't know if it'll be the biggest hit of the year, but I think it'll be
of the rest.
Yeah, I was going to say of the holiday season, I think it will be.
Yes.
Yeah.
This clip was taken from Midnight's Edge in the Morning, which streams live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific Time on the Midnight's Edge main channel. There, you can send in your live questions and comments before clips and full stream replays are uploaded to Midnight's Edge live archives. We are also on Twitter, Rumble, Odyssey, and Facebook, so smash that like, help share, subscribe, and join us.